Imagine a bright September day in 1880 when a certain farmer walked into an open field and vanished. In front of 6 stunned witnesses, he took 8 steps, then disappeared. No hole, no trace. 300 people claimed they saw the impossible. What really happened? Was it magic, a trick, or something darker? Over the next 10 points, we'll uncover jaw-dropping clues, bizarre details, and chilling secrets. Don't blink. You won't believe your eyes. Stay tuned for twists that'll leave you breathless. Stay amazed. Number 1. The Vanishing in Tennessee. Imagine a sunny afternoon on September 23, 1880. A farmer named David Lang steps into a big open field near his home in Gallatin, Tennessee. The sky is clear and blue. He takes a calm walk, as he often does, to check on his crops. In just a few strides, he's gone. No shout, no cloud of dust, just empty air where he stood. People watching could hardly believe their eyes. One moment he was there, the next he had vanished. His wife and children ran out to look for him. Neighbors hurried over too. They saw no holes, no pits, nothing at all. The ground was smooth, the grass unbroken. They searched high and low, kneeling and peering into the soil. Yet the field offered no clue. It was as if David Lang had walked off into another world and left not a single footprint to show he'd ever been there. Number 2. The witnesses in the field. David's wife stood on the porch with their 2 little children. She waved to him as he started across the pasture. At the same time, 2 men rode by in a horse-drawn buggy. All 4 people watched. They saw David take a few steps and then disappear. Can you picture that? One second he was walking, the next he was just gone. 4 people all at once saw the same strange thing. Panic spread quickly. The wife and kids backed away in shock. The 2 men jumped from their buggy. Everyone raced into the field, calling David's name. They looked under every tuft of grass and behind every rock, yet there was no sign of him. No broken twigs, no loose soil, no tracks. It was like he never existed. That eerie moment stayed with those witnesses for the rest of their lives. Number 3. The Ring of Yellow Grass. Days later, folks returned to the spot where David vanished. There they found something truly odd. A perfect circle about 15 feet across where the grass had turned yellow and died. Outside the circle, the field was green as ever. Inside, it looked burned, even though no fire had touched it. The ring seemed to mark the very place of David's disappearance, as if the land itself remembered the event. Even more strange, animals kept away from that circle. Cows grazed nearby but would not step inside the yellow patch. Birds flew overhead but never landed there. Insects buzzed around the edge but stayed clear of the center. The circle lasted for months, refusing to heal like normal grass. For believers, it was proof that something beyond our understanding had happened. Number 4. Sarah's year-later visit. 1 year after the vanishing, David's daughter Sarah went back to that circle alone. She stood in the middle and called out, "Daddy, are you there?" At first, there was only wind. Then, faint as a whisper, she heard his voice crying for help. It sounded far away, as if he were trapped in another world. Sarah's heart pounded as she listened, hoping to hear him again. She ran to get her mother, and together they returned to the circle. The voice came back for a few more moments, weak, distant, and full of despair. Then it faded away forever. No one could explain it. No one could find him. All that remained was a chilling memory of a voice that drifted in on the breeze, and then vanished like David himself. Number 5. A fresh wave of interest. For decades, few people heard about David Lang's strange case. Then in 1959, a writer named Frank Edwards published a book called Stranger Than Science. He told the story of the farmer who vanished in front of witnesses. The book reached curious readers across America. Fans of the unexplained flocked to Tennessee, searching for the famous field and its yellow circle. Fast forward to today, and the tale has gone digital. A YouTube video called "A Man Vanished in Daylight" racked up millions of views. Modern viewers watch interviews with locals, walk the empty field, and marvel at the old photographs. Comments pour in. Some say it's real, others call it bunk. But one thing is clear, the mystery still grips us more than 140 years after David Lang took those final steps. Number 6. Fate magazine's twist. The first magazine article about David Lang appeared in Fate in July 1953. Writer Stuart Palmer claimed he got the story from Sarah Lang herself. He added dramatic details, exact sizes for the circle, the precise words Sarah heard. Readers loved the mix of family drama and weird science. It felt like a real ghost story sent from the past. But in 1977, Fate quietly printed a retraction. They admitted the tale had no proof, calling it a hoax. They blamed a mix-up and a love for sensational writing. By then, though, the legend had escaped the pages. It spread by word of mouth, in other books and online. The retraction hardly slowed it down. The story marched on, living in hushed conversations and campfire talks. Number 7. Bierce's spooky inspiration. Long before David Lang, writer Ambrose Bierce crafted a similar tale in 1888. His short story, The Difficulty of Crossing a Field, describes a man named Williamson who vanishes on open ground. Witnesses swear they saw him walk across a field and then disappear. Bierce never explained how it happened. He left readers in total suspense. Decades later, storytellers borrowed Bierce's idea and gave it a twist. They changed names, added ghostly voices, and set it in Tennessee. The core of the story, someone vanishing in full view, remained the same. Bierce's creepy tales showed how a simple idea can grow into a legend. And grow it did, spreading until people forgot the original source. Number 8. History checks the facts. Curious minds went digging into old records. They searched census lists, land deeds, and newspapers from 1880s Tennessee. But there was no David Lang, no farm in Gallatin, no family named Lang, no news articles about a strange vanishing. It was as if the story had sprung up out of nothing. Local historians say they never saw any proof of the event. Librarians checked dusty archives and found no mention of a man disappearing on his own land. It all points to one conclusion. The David Lang tale was made up, yet people still talk about it. The more you dig, the more you see how legends can take on lives of their own. Number 8. The debunker's findings. Modern fact-checkers call the David Lang legend exactly that, a legend. The Museum of Hoaxes lists it as a classic phantom disappearance with no real evidence. Snopes rated it false, pointing out the lack of police reports or newspaper stories from the time. They highlight how late details first appeared in print, decades after the supposed event. Debunkers love this story because it shows how easy it is to mix fact and fiction. A few details, names, dates, a wilted circle, make it sound real. When you look closer, you find no solid proof. It's a perfect example of how good ghost story can fool us all, as long as it sounds believable. Number 10. Why we tell this tale. Why do we keep talking about a man who vanished in 1880? Partly, it's the thrill of mystery. We love puzzles and the idea that there's more to this world than meets the eye. A story like David Lang's makes us lean in and wonder, could this really happen? We also share scary or bizarre tales because they bring us together. They're the stuff of campfires and late-night chats. Passing along an urban legend makes us feel part of something bigger, a secret club of believers and skeptics. And as long as we tell the story, the mystery of David Lang will never truly fade away. Hope you enjoyed this journey through time into mystery. If you like digging into the unknown, stick around for more curious tales and unexplained events. Who knows what other secrets await?